One man's trash is another man's treasure. Out to prove that point are two teams of cash-hungry car breakers competing to make maximum profit from breaking end-of-life motors.
1.5.
220.
£400.
Watch out for international negotiations,
Este coche es mucho dinero.
precision engineering,
Something happened there.
and stomach-churning off-road skills. Buckle up! In this challenge, the teams will be competing to make top profit from breaking French cars. When it comes to motors, our Gallic cousins are all about character, flair and joie de vivre. And they've produced some true icons with loyal fans, which could mean a goldmine in part sales. Buying the French motors is merely the hors d'oeuvre, as the boys will then have just 3 days to strip them in this licensed breakers yard before selling the choicest cuts for as much dough as possible. The team with the most profit wins. Stepping up to take on this challenge are two teams of scrapping royalty. First in line, Ben and Frankie. In charge of the breaking is Yorkshire's finest stripper, Ben Szymanski.
When you're stripping a car, you make one wrong move, that's it, money down the drain.
Heading up the sales department is East End dealmonger Frankie Otway.
Some people get all teary-eyed when they see a motor coming apart. I don't. I see power note signs.
Squaring up from across the yard are George and Sheldon. Motor mad George Percy is hard as nails and boss of the engine room.
There's no such thing as a write-off. Every inch of a car's worth something.
Leaving one-man dealership Sheldon Nichols as negotiator-in-chief.
They say in business, you got to know how to walk the walk and talk the talk, or words are my deadliest weapon. So bring it on.
Mission one for the teams is to decide which car to go for. And Ben fancies something sexy.
The most beautiful French motor ever made was the Citroën DS. In fact, it was voted the most beautiful car in the world and groundbreaking at the time.
Was it groundbreaking?
Oh, all the hydraulic suspension and everything, and the design was far ahead of its time, Frankie. But, you know, they're trumpy.
Yeah, but Ben, you say that. It's the people with expensive motors got to spend a few quid, ain't they?
In 1955, the French had another revolution, this time in motoring. The Citroën DS was the result of 18 years of top-secret design. A cutting-edge aerodynamic body stuffed with as much groundbreaking tech as they could muster, including hydraulic power steering, self-leveling suspension, and headlamps that swivel with the wheels. Clever. With the brains of a rocket scientist and the looks of a supermodel, the DS was a smash hit, taking 12,000 orders on release day alone. These days, the Citroën DS is regarded as an icon, and the enthusiasts should be fighting for parts. But for Frankie, the British DS market is looking a bit pricey.
You have got one. That price. Hello, Tel, how are you, mate? I'm after a Citroën DS. Well, I've looked everywhere, I don't know. It's been a bit of a wild goose chase. What, France? Well, how much cheaper?
And so the search for a cut-price DS takes Ben and Frankie across the channel to Fontenay-Trésigny in northern France. Waiting to cut a deal over the DS is the aptly named Frank family.
So we've come all the way to France to buy a Citroën DS. Now, as soon as we pull up to the house, there's a key indicator that the car has not moved for quite some time. It's fenced in.
I do quite like it, though, mate, I've got to tell you.
It does look a bit
Low.
low. Ah, well, frankly, it's a hydraulic system, and what you've got is 3 positions. You've got driving along with a boot full of cheese, and parked, like this. Now, the Citroën DS is a beautiful-looking car, but when we were looking around this particular example, straight away it hit me. It's a little bit rough. French Racing Brown, this is.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of colours on it, but I mean, it don't really matter, does it? I mean, what really matters, Ben, is the
It's nice, isn't it? And, Frankie, it's got the 5-speed gearbox.
5-speed get more money than a 4-speed.
That's right, it's an upgrade.
Yeah, I'm excited about this, Ben.
It is a beautiful looking motor, though.
And all this chrome, I mean, it's all trumpy, that's money.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that, it's like an helicopter. Well, like engines of an helicopter.
You see that there?
Yeah,
Not a jet turbine.
yeah, I know.
What it is a 2.1. It's the bigger engine out of these. These are the spheres for the hydraulics, but if we can get this engine started, we could test them, but I have spied no battery. I hope when we get it back to the workshop, we can get that started. And if we get the engine started, then all the hydraulics should spring into life. Will they? We don't know.
Yeah, it's a bit of a risk buying this motor without an engine working, and, you know, we're taking a big gamble with that. I suppose what I've got to do now, I've got to put my best foot forward, Ben, and have the geezer over.
Yeah, how fluent are you in French?
I don't, I speak Spanish, though.
And how's that going to work?
Meanwhile, back at base, Sheldon has his heart set on a little classic.
A Citroen 2CV.
A Citroen 2CV.
Hear me out. They've got a real unique suspension setup that is quite sought after.
Yeah, I like the way you're thinking.
It's going to be more rewarding than a Renault 5 GT Turbo or a Peugeot 205.
If you want it, go for it.
Yeah?
Citroen's quirky little 2CV was released in 1949. The brief had been to build the ultimate people's car. Highly efficient fuel economy paired with the essential ability to drive a basket of eggs safely across an unploughed field. With its frugal 2-cylinder engine and ultra-soft suspension, the 2CV had cracked it. That's the brief, not the eggs. The press may have scoffed at first, but the 2CV soon won hearts, racking up a 3-year waiting list within months of its release. In 1967 came the Diane, essentially the same car in more conventional clothing. It was a cash-in on the 2CV's fan base. And with that fan base still going strong, the boys could be onto a winner. But Sheldon's finding a little classic could cost a lot.
That's the price you're asking for it. No, I thought there was an error on the ad, actually.
The web is a wonderful search tool, but you just can't beat a friendly tip-off.
Keith, remember that fella that you introduced me to? He had loads of old Citroens. He's got 30 of them down there. What about the address?
So, the promise of a collection of French classics has lured our boys to a trading estate in Berkshire. And Richard Rouse is the man in charge.
I'm a landowner and I rent out different workshops and storage areas. This car was part of 30 cars. I was owed money, rent arrears, so I took the French cars in lieu of rent. It's a Citroen Diane. It's in pretty poor condition. To repair it would outweigh the value of the cost of the vehicle. The ideal price I would like would be about £700.
The only puddle in the place and you park in it. Is this it then?
Well, I can't see any more.
So we've drove in to see these loads of old Citroens, and there's one.
What happened to the other 29 of them? Well, I'll tell you what happened to him. He reckons he scrapped them, but he left the best for me. How nice.
This is the 2CV we're here to look at then.
Actually, George, it's not a 2CV. It's actually a Diane. All these parts will go into a 2CV. Suspension, gearbox, engine.
All the rear quarters rippled. This door's smashed right in.
But you've got to bear in mind, this car's 32 years old.
Is that it?
Wow. Do you know what? How wrong does this sound? That is a flat 2.
It's that big?
I know. Have you ever driven one of these?
No, thankfully.
Well, I'll take you for a little spin in it. I bet it's more comfortable than your car. Citroen have always been known for their great suspension, and this car is no different. It just smooths out an uneven road. It's not a modern-day car. It's not got all the gadgetry, but it's just very simple. And do you know what? It's still going.
Oh, we got the top down. This is an old bone rattler. I'm being chucked around everywhere. He's telling me it's the softest ride ever. Yeah, 32 years ago.
George, he's got no brakes.
Oh,
He's got no bloody brakes, George.
if that was me dealing for that motor, I think it's about £200, to be honest. Even if you weighed it in, it doesn't weigh that much.
Over in France, Ben and Frankie have brought the DS deal to the table. And the seller has bought a small dog.
Have we established how much he wants for the car?
Frankie speaks the lingo,
¿Cuántos dinero por el coche? ¿Cuántos?
although that lingo is Spanish.
750.
650. He wants 750
Cut.
euros.
Et un petit bout.
750 euros.
Ouais.
770.
How much is that in
In Spondoulis,
Hang on.
750, £635 and 59 and a third.
He wants £750 for that motor.
No, he wants 635.
Este coche es mucho dinero.
Oui, parce que pour ça jusqu'à demain, je ne comprends rien du tout.
I think he says he doesn't understand.
No, he does understand. He's just using a little tactic. I know what these French are like. I know their game. Keep an eye on that dog.
they gonna-
Look
are
at the
they-
teeth on it. Look at the teeth on this one.
This one's giving me evils.
Ah,
Una, dos,
oh,
tres, cuatro. Más?
Ah oui,
Más?
oui, masse. Encore.
450.
non,
Non, non, encore.
Poco.
Ah bah,
Poco.
encore, parce que c'est une voiture ancienne et ça vaut de l'argent.
Yeah.
Donc 750, c'est
Una
peut-être
más.
trop, donc
Una más.
600.
Why don't they understand me? What I'm trying to say here.
Right, because we're in France and you're speaking Spanish.
What's with the dogs in the cab? There's 4 dogs.
Oh my, he's in my gentleman's area, friendly. I don't know what's...
Marseille.
oui.
16. C'est
Bah,
pas
c'est.
le 16. Donc encore un comme ça. Et après, c'est bon. Après, c'est bon, on arrête
Press
là.
A bomb. That means that's
Encore un
very
billet comme
very
ça.
good.
Après, c'est very good.
I mean, 508 quid.
OK.
You have had it off.
OK.
OK.
Yeah. We've had a lovely day out and we've had a blinding day.
C'est à vous.
Can we shake on this?
Merci.
Gracias.
Ouais, gracias.
Gracias.
Thank you. Merci.
Gracias.
Et voila! One trend-setting French icon riddled with rust and freed from a life behind bars for £508, plus a £52 charge for removing said bars. It may no longer be roadworthy, but this DS could help get others back up and running.
I've got a sneaky suspicion I've been tucked right up.
It's probably a result, but I'm not too sure.
Back in Blighty, Sheldon's cutting a deal for the Diane.
I suppose that it all comes down to money, doesn't it? What's she worth to you? What do you want back for her?
I was looking for about £700.
I don't see her nowhere near that. I see her about half of that, about 350.
I can't go for 350.
I'll go up to 400 quid.
600.
I'll meet you halfway, call it £500.
Deal.
Yeah? Top man.
She may be the last left on the shelf, or in this case, muddy yard, but this dirty Diane has now been snapped up by Sheldon for 500 quid. She's a financial write-off, but her parts could bring other Dianes back to life. With their French scrappers safely back at the yard, the teams now have just 3 days to strip them down and flog off the best bits. Anything that doesn't sell will be thrown to the crusher and weighed in for scrap. Before the breaking begins, it's time for the teams to eye up each other's French fancy.
Citroen DS. Very nice. If it weren't 2,000 years old.
Après-moi la deluge. That's a classic, mush.
When was it last on the road, anyway?
Well, funny you should say that. 1990. And been well looked after to boot.
1990. So it's a runner, yeah?
Well, no, it isn't, George, actually, but it is packed with hundreds of collectible parts, jewelling the crown being the hydro-pneumatic suspension.
Is that the same suspension that won't work unless the engine's running?
Yeah.
I hope you boys didn't travel too far to get this.
Well,
No.
no.
No, we didn't. Anyway, forget that. Let's take a look at this. You decided to get the magnificent 2C... Oh, no, you didn't, did you?
No.
You got the 2CV's inbred half-brother, Diane.
Well, actually, Ben, this has got all the best bits of the 2CV and a few little bits extra.
Oh, yeah, well, who are you trying to convince, us or you two, you couple of little snowflakes?
I tell you what, the Traffic Cone Preservation Society's got a bigger following than these have.
Do you know what, Ben? Granted, the 2CV is a great car and it's very much in demand. But you know what? These parts, they're going to fly off the shop as well, you know.
Do I believe ya? None. Hasta luego, chicas.
What's he saying?
That means goodbye, girls.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, I think so.
George and Sheldon forked out 500 quid on this Citroen